Hi guys. It's Saturday night and I'm still on like my quarantine time or whatever from work. So anyways, I'm normally working on Saturday night, but I love the show Life After Lockup. I love this show. It's pretty much the only show I'm watching right now. It's like reality TV has really died down. You know what I mean? And so it's just like they don't have anything to like be given out, and every different reality show company is like all different. Anyway, someone talk about that. I want to talk about Life After Lockup because it's good. And I just wanted to because we're like at the end of the season pretty much on this second, crew that we got. And so I just really just wanted to give kind of a little bit of some comments on what I think about the people in the show. So on the last episode that aired, they started off immediately with Destiny and Sean. And I'm telling you, of course, we knew that Destiny would be like, a little ungrateful and a little that, 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 that. But what I'm surprised is that little Sarah, I think that's her name, baby mama, anyways, but baby mama times six, she he didn't come in scared either. Like I'm telling you, this whole season, like every time I saw the baby mama, I thought she was this whole like timid, like little shy girl. You know what I mean? Just all like okay, doormat. Hell no. She came in and she was like, "What's up? What's up?" And at the same time, she's not stupid because she knows that Destiny, you know what I mean, got some legal stuff going on right now. So, but in that Destiny would care anyways or have any class. But I was surprised. Baby mama came in there. They had dinner, from the three of them. And Sean was trying to be all like, wait, one at a time, one at a time. And on the inside, I think he kind of gets off on that shit. I think he's kind of excited. I think he's thinking that like two girls are like fighting over him. So, a lot of guys that like does something to them. Yeah, so anyways, like they didn't really share like too much of what they ate or anything. Like it was to the point. Obviously, it's the show, you know what I mean. But I was surprised. Kelly, that's her name. Her name was Kelly. I was surprised in how Kelly was just say like, "Hey, what's up?" But you know what? It's because girl was full. She was to the top because Destiny had been that, and the frustration and the change of everything. So I think it's because we're kind of like they're talking like after this has been going on for a while. So like, you know what I mean? Kelly's like so frustrated with how her baby daddy is or whatever. We got to get like a match.com or something for little Kelly. Get her a man cuz she needs it and she needs to eat a little bit. But anyways, so the thing, it's obvious that like Destiny's using him and that she just, wants what she wants and stuff. But man, this shit is crazy. Talking about she got a bunch of kids. Like, even though like you can't be surprised with her, we all were. We were all surprised when they were talking about she got kids and then she got like five or some shit and she's young and she been in prison. So what's she been doing? Oh, get that, and her, like, I don't know, her mentality, there is nothing motherly at all, about Destiny. So it really is like she's still like on the me train or something. So, anyways, these guys just have like a lot going on. Like between them, they got more than 10 kids. If she's pregnant, like what they're talking about, we're talking about a dozen. We're talking about a 12 pack. That's just a lot of bad influences on them kids. I'm telling you. But anyways, like I said, everyone thinks that Sean is like maybe a little special or something, and like he's not like he's not special, right? But he is just like right at that line, you know what I mean? So it's a good thing. Like he's been fortunate, you know what I mean, to get a good job. I think that's kind of a later thing. Like I think that Sean was going through like a midlife crisis. Okay, here's the solution to what it was. He went through a midlife crisis. He looked for some bitch from jail. They got together, blah, blah, blah. Like, he had been, with Kelly for all these years and all this drama back and forth. I'm sure it's like a long story. And so I just think he just went through his midlife crisis and was like I want to change. This is what I want. I got this new job, so this new job is going to help me be all flashy. I think he's always been poor. And I don't even think he has money. I just think he like moved and got an opportunity. And so it just, you'd be amazed how much, getting an extra 20,000, you just like, haha, rah, rah. So, anyways, that's a story about Sean and Destiny, okay? So that is just kind of my opinion on like the whole time since we've been on the show. So, okay. Then we have Quaylen and Chevelle. And I think it's pretty interesting that they, did the show. The big thing about Quaylen is that, he's been locked up for 12 years. He doesn't have his identity as a man. And, it's just everyone's talking about like Chevelle, just like putting pressure on this perfect family and blah, blah, blah. I think behind the scenes, that Chevelle is actually more of a piece than what is coming out. Because she seemed like she got a lot of things together, and it just makes me kind of weird. Like, like I said, I know it's a show, but we don't hear anything about, can't find anything on like her life before, previous relationships. Like, obviously she did, but like, and like I said, I don't know the story, but I'm telling you, this girl has some relationship traits that are very toxic. And yeah, so a lot of people are frustrated by kind of like the force on daddy thing. And there ain't no way you can tell me that she didn't pressure the shit out of him on that shit in jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's like she'll fight till the day talking about, well, in jail he told me this, in jail he told me that. Well, she already talked about how it's like she lost 10 grand on some deal that went wrong and blah blah blah. Point being that she's not naive anymore, and you can't think like naive. Like, there's no way that you can think that all this, conversation with someone in jail is just going to do this immediate transcript into the real world and be exactly, you know what I mean, what y'all talked about. That's not possible. And I really feel like Quaalude, like, he needs his personal, like, room to, like, get comfortable in his fucking skin in the real world, So, I think that, I don't know. I just gotta say something I've wanted to say this whole time, and I ain't trying to be mean, y'all. I ain't trying to be mean. But she's very manly to me, and I don't know. But, like, sometimes she looks, like, super really good, and then sometimes she just looks like a man with a wig on. It's kind of weird. But, I just feel like the kid thing, she was so fucking pressuring on that shit with him. And the family, okay, so I think that his family in Texas, they've been planning to get Chevelle out the door because this wasn't just random. He came to visit home, and oh, the sister gonna take him out with my friends, and the mama gonna bring him to a job, and they always gonna tell him that this is the best place that they're supposed to be. Like, of course they miss him, and they can also be kind of worried about him. Like, you know what I mean? He's for him to like get out, and like as a mom and a sister, I feel like they feel more comfortable having Quaylen like close to them. You know what I mean? So like him randomly moving with like this girl that already seems kind of, to a place where like they're not immediately there. I feel like I understand them. I really do understand them. Um, but yeah, I mean, I know that, but all that shit was like for the show. You know what I mean? And we know that. I think Chevelle did like a interview, and she was, of course, like really like stood up for her relationship and stuff like that. She trying to make it seem like everything is perfect. I think they doing alright. You know what I mean? But I think also too, like she's like mad jelly too. Like she knows that Quaylen, he's kind of like he's good looking, but he's got his little twang is super cool, and like she knows he could really be somebody. But I think that they have their connection based on like career stuff. So like she likes music, he likes music, and I think that can be a way that they can honestly like bond and maybe do something. But compatibility, like I'm not saying 100%, but if they can bond off of that, that they both really like to do, that could be cool, But I mean, obviously, it's all everybody's saying the same thing. You're not gonna have this like bring home daddy from jail, this perfect life with a white fence. You're trying everything you can do. Oh, and one other random thing I've noticed about this season, and it was last week's episode, but she opened the fridge and there was like nothing in there. Like this fridge looked like new, and it had like some Sprites and a juice box and water, and that was it. And I thought that was weird. So you shooting scenes all the time for the show, like you cooking, like you Miss Hee walking around, little maid woman, and but you don't got no butter. You ain't got no, Anyways, that was just like a side thing or whatever. And on this episode too, like she was in the kitchen again and they were making cookies like with the little girl, and the cookies was like real close together, and like of course it's like the little girl did it, like I get it. But I'm telling you, Chevelle, she was heated up. She was talking about Quaylen. She was just like, just throw the cookies in there. Just like, yeah, you know what I mean? I could totally like feel her vibes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they'll do all right for a little bit. Of course, we'll know a little bit more, once the season is over and they can like talk a little bit more. But they're really like not the most interesting couple that we have. And then I think Chevelle just getting on everyone's nerves at this point, and that's it. That's the story on that. Then we got Lindsay and Scott. Okay, so I will say that I'm surprised by this. And I always get lesbian vibes. Like, I'm part lesbian, I get lesbian vibes. No lesbian vibe. To me, I don't know if I missed it. I don't know. I don't know, but I didn't expect, Lindsay to be like a little bisexual over there. So, you know what I mean? That was to me like the big surprise of the week. Like, obviously, we know the whole situation. Homeboy thinks he's cool. She thinks she's tricking somebody over. They're really both not who they say they are. You know what I mean? And so, that I think they're both like really realizing that this shit is not working out. So, but like I said, it just kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I keep seeing like Lindsay and Scott like they're trying to like give the little girl stuff in the house, and I'm like, oh god, they made it this far, like, you know what I mean? So, and then they bring little Terabelle, and then someone else had a good point, like, you was not really, even though he's a show, you was like really didn't seem like you was too much in trying to get your daughter here. Like, I don't know, visiting calls or something. You're like on another level. And that's because she's a hustler. She will always be a hustler, and her mind just does this hustle roll. And that's just, how Lindsay works. So that's why she is like a con. I mean, she is, what I mean, a criminal in that way. She has a different way that she looks at people. And there is that lack of empathy. And so, Lindsay, they brought on her little terror bear, blah, blah, her little cute little Lulu name. But anyways, I was surprised by that. They knew what they was doing. We done seen this in Life After Lockup, like the last season. You know what I mean? With the bald dude and the other girl, like she was totally lesbian vibe. And anyways, like I said, it's cool, but like obviously you don't really care about this dude. Have you like that this dude like he moved and spent money. He moved and spent money to be with you, and you don't give him any piece of who you are. Like, Scott doesn't know who Lindsay is at all, and she didn't give a fuck about him. So anyways, I did think it was really interesting that they waited a while for what to do what. That was kind of interesting, and I think that was kind of a play for both of them. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, they're both just constantly got their mind going around something. And like Scott's always thinking about something. We just don't know what. And there's been some things come out about what he does on the internet, but like Scott's doing something, like he's mowing the lawn or he's doing something. But there's another wheel that's just like turning, and I don't really want to know what he's thinking about. And I just leave it to it like that. So yeah, the poor guy, he got the lips all inflamed and stuff, but we gotta stop talking about it because that is what it is on that. And so, that is about with Lindsay and Scott. Like obviously we know that Lindsay did go back to jail or whatever. Most of them did already. Destiny did already. Christiana did. So that's three of the girls, what I mean, on there that already went back. And so that's kind of, I don't know about the, like, Lindsay was cute, but she didn't like translate that after she got out of jail. And I think that's just like time and age and drug use, like somebody else said too. I mean, she could do a makeover and like we could do some things to like change her up a little bit. But like her days of like being the hottie is over with. She's just turning into like a plain Jane little thing. So Heather and Dylan are like a really big thing, on the show. And like, of course, like in the beginning, whenever for this season, whenever they would do the commercials, they would always like really hype up the scene with Heather and Dylan. And so everybody was like, who the fuck is that? Who is that short haired pink chick with a, you know what I mean? And we don't know who these people are. We haven't been introduced to them. And that was really like Heather and Dylan were like basically their grand finale, pretty much. They knew they had to have the wedding in the end, with the other two, but like they really got off on Dylan and Heather, but it's because they knew she was a case. And so there's a lot of speculation about of people not feeling bad for Dylan and people feeling bad for Dylan. So Dylan is another con man, whether he's doing something legal or not legal, it's just in his blood. He just knows, he knows how to talk and then he looks good. And so he can get that by. It really seems like he's turned around his life. But let's just pray for him for stabilization, that he still remains stable, in that. Now, how he stayed with Heather for all that time, like we already know she was crazy and he already knew she was crazy. He talked about whenever she went to the jail to visit him, that she was trying to throw down on a person that works at the jail, like a correctional officer that he got to see all the time. Like she was ready to throw down because all that lady said, she said, Dylan, tell your visitor, time is up. And she trying to throw down for that. So there's got to be like another 100 stories there. I think Dylan liked the passion. I think they both thought that they were going to have like the best sex in the whole world. And they both had that crazy part in that way. And so they thought that it would like make it through. You know what I mean? Like I do believe they were probably really passionate at some time. But the crazy thing about Heather is like her looks are as different as her personalities. For sure. And most of the time she looks banging. Most of the time she does. She did do a little Instagram the other day and she's very skinny still and she had like some bangs and I don't know if she got her lips done or something was just off on measurements or something. She looked real different. But whenever they did this week, they did because they had already like been broken up for a while. Because you got to think about it. Dylan was only like 2 days. The first 2 days was all that drama. Then they separate, and then Dylan had been on his own for like 2 months. Okay, but I will give the girl the only credit in the world is that modeling shoot. She was looking great, and she can really change how she looks a lot with makeup and with her hair. Like I told you, she looked like 10 different personalities, just like what she got. And so go for her. I mean, that's a good thing for her. Like if she can hustle, if she was already doing this, she was already, you know what I mean, a model, like that's wonderful. And there's another thought that like she really should be somebody that's by herself. Like, I think she wants to have a normal relationship and all this kind of stuff, but I don't think that, like, she's literally, like, capable for that at this point. Unless she needs, like, some heavy-ass therapy for a while, but she's literally was maybe comfortable, being with somebody in jail. So, Heather, baby, just look for somebody else, girl. You know what I mean? Just find somebody else because they'll be real sweet to you, and it'll work out. Like, it won't be too much for either of you is what I think. And, we found out online that Dylan is now engaged to this girl. Like, we found out he had a girl like a couple weeks ago, but now it's like official and supposedly they're engaged. But here's the thing about this girl. I don't remember her name. She looks like him. She looks like a white version with blonde hair and blue eyes, just like him. And sometimes I see couples that are like the same physically, and I'm like, it kind of clicks. So it might click. I would like to see them. I would really like to see like an interview with them together, because I've seen them like interview in the same room beside each other, but not like together. And they both like don't want to say the wrong thing because of their NDA right now. And he's like trying to, like, Dylan's trying to train the new one, on the NDA and what you can say, what you can't say. You got to tease and blah, 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 whenever you talk. So, but I am surprised that she's doing online interviews already. So, like I said, Dylan will make it as long as he, like, keeps his head on straight. And Heather will too. And, like, it wasn't, like, that dramatic as what it could have been, their breakup. So we're still kind of feeling some of these results and stuff from that, but they made it just 2 days. That was good. They both never knew that. Like, Dylan, like, cried. Like, he was. I think it wasn't, like, all 100% emotion. Like, I think some of that he was just, like, tired and shocked and disbelief. And it had just been such a change for him to, like, get out of prison, be in this stressful situation. Then this is not working out. Like, what the fuck do I do? Kind of desperate cry. That's what I kind of got out of that. But anyways, that's all obvious about them. Hey, and Dylan is staying out of trouble, so he is one of them that's doing pretty good. So keep it separate, guys. So then we're gonna talk about Maurice and Jessica. And of course, they're like our perfect ones. Like, there's always, in the season, there's always like this couple that they literally, I feel like, try to make it look perfect. Like, I bet you guys, listen, if they do another season and they come back, like, they'll have them rip it up a little bit just to, like, what I mean, change it up. But they're really trying to sell us on that they are like this ride or die couple. And I do get it. They do give me Bonnie and Clyde vibes. They really do. So that's super cool. Like, I think that they both met each other when they were both at a vulnerable time. Is clicking, it's working, they're enjoying life. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they don't seem like super toxic-y or anything like that. They just chilling, Bonnie and Clyde, having a good time. I love that. Like, I was really expecting a lot more, like, problems to come out with Jessica's parents and stuff. And I thought it was, they was going to be real kind of racy and stuff. But that looks pretty cool, too. They knew that little sister was going to come. Of course, that was, like, a big thing. But I don't think she was honestly, like, surprise. Like, I think she almost, it's like somebody told her that sister was, was on the way. And so, like, okay, but we got to talk about the dress, when she tried on the dress, even though this was like 2 weeks ago. So she does this dress fitting, right? And like, she's thick everywhere and it's perfect. Like, she's cute, it's all gravy. But the first dress they have her put on, they can't even halfway zip that shit up. That wasn't even I can't even think. I just thought they was gonna put that dress up halfway and be like, you know what, this is not, we can't be breaking any fabrics. Let's go to plan B. But anyways, that also could have been for the show. You know what I mean? Just to show whatever. But anyways, the first dress that she put on, I was like, why did they even waste their time? That just had to be for the show. The second little dress, the one that to us, the second one that we saw, it's alright. And that's the one she rocked with. I really, really did enjoy that sheer, how it was like sheer and then the flowers. And then she had like this little belt right underneath her boobs. So like, she looks like she had room for the bump, and that was kind of cute too. And, I liked the little venues that they did. They kind of sped it up. Like, it was a sale. Whenever her and Maurice like looked at venues on that same episode 3 weeks ago, where oh, this is the okay one, okay, this is a medium, okay, this one is the pow pow, and so that was like cute, and I loved how it was like their ceremony was in this gazebo like thing or something. It was kind of cool. But anyways. So they found out that they were pregnant. I think that they talked about getting pregnant the whole time they was in jail. And so this was something that wasn't a surprise, even though the parents tried to look like it's a surprise. Like, it wasn't. And Something random though, I want to know what Maurice was talking to Jessica's dad about. So in the episode last night, he was like, "Hey, can I talk to you like before the wedding?" And I was like, "Does he have that $1,000 already? Wow, But I was thinking he was gonna get the money back, but he was getting married, so like it was like early. But yeah, he was like I don't even understand why editing even had that in there to be like, "Hey, can I talk with you outside?" And then you don't hear nothing they talk about. Um, but anyways, that's all gravy. But like even like Pops, like Jessica's dad, he was all like, "Yeah, wedding day." Like he was literally genuine, and he was happy to see Maurice, and like Maurice's family was there, and Daddy Papa was still smiling and happy. That's cool. That's cool. The daddy seems like a real nice person, and the mama. The only thing can say about Jessica's mama and Jessica, they fucking talk the same. It's crazy. If you like close your eyes, they got the same way that they talk, and that could be kind of annoying. But anyways, so yeah, they get married, and of course, all this shit is for the fucking show. You know what I mean? Somebody always kind of gets married on these seasons, and so they had a lot of pressure from that. But probably like most weddings, like they knew that the company was going to pay for it a little bit and help them out, so they was like, okay, this is cool, whatever, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it your way, TLC, Bravo, whatever. So yeah, good luck to them. Like the baby done been born. This stuff was recorded over a year ago. I don't know why they say over a year ago. Yeah, because I don't know. Sometimes they talk about Corona, and that was like, Marchish, February-ish. But they keep saying it was like a solid year. So sometimes these timelines for different couples are different. So like Jessica and Maurice, they've been married for a long time. They've been having to keep it under wraps. They've been keeping have the baby under wraps. That NDA was like pretty crazy. So I'm sure they were super happy to like announce that they were pregnant. But like at the same time, they done had that baby. But anyways, good for them. They both wanted a baby. That little Bonnie and Clyde. That's cool. That's all gravy with me. So I think that they'll be together for a long time. But I think they kind of like the reality show stuff. So we're gonna be seeing them again. They're gonna try to invent themselves again to be around the show, make some more of them checks. So then we got Christiana and John, and so Christiana and John are uh I don't know. To me, like John is really a lot more of a case, like honestly. Christiana seems pretty like to the point, like it's what she likes, what she does, so she's done, like that. Okay. But listen, so John is so like they connect, they're both kind of old school, and they both like I think connect on a lot of points and opinions and stuff, but like John, I think really went through some shit. Like I think he was like a little felon, a little bad boy, and he had, all them kids, but I think that he like when he dove into his native religion that he says he has, he I think just calmed and mellowed him down. I think he just turned into I don't know the steel eagle. And I think that mindset of like his religion, I swear, I think got him out of the wrong road. And I think he is so like codependent to like help somebody else. So he's like, well, I know what that's like. Like I've been there. So, this is, I can save somebody. And, he does look like a lonely guy. Some people say, he looks like he stinks. He does look a little stinky. But that is uh do I think that they have chemistry? I kind of see some of it, but like they haven't had enough time. But I do know that they are little rides or dice. They may plan A, B, C, and D. The Christiana and John, I'm telling you, they got it listed, and they make their little plans, and they do their little powwows, and they're like, this isn't gonna happen, and they're both on both sides do it. I just wanted it would have been a little more interesting, but I know they got the show and the direction, but I wanted to see more of the emotional side, like conversations between John and Christiana after she relapsed. Like I want to know, like, did he get on to her? Did he? How did that go? How do you just? I mean, she just there's stuff we don't know, obviously because she just like flew the coop, and John would have had to know if something was bothering her. Except I think like he couldn't see her. They could only talk at certain times because she had gotten in trouble, from the halfway house. So I just think I was surprised though that she didn't take this opportunity of being on the show to not do what she always did. You know what I mean? But I was surprised, like everybody, to see John bring the sister and the mama in, which is serious, and people are like, what the hell? What about his kids? And shit like that. But like, I'm telling you, John is so determined to help people. He's not logic at this point. Like it's just not. It's just this is what I want to do, and this is my mission, and he's all native-y and calm, and you know what I mean about it. But anyways, um, obviously we know she went back to jail. They'll make it for a while. They could be kind of cute. They could be. They'll get their girl, but I mean, if the girl can't get off, you know what I mean, the hot stuff, then it ain't never gonna work out. But they have a little bit of a potential. So, anyways, I do want to know, like, eventually, like, what happened with the sister and the mama, like, because I'm telling you, this shit was a year ago. I wonder if they still like live together or how that even worked out. But like, the mama broke all of our hearts. You know what I mean? And that sister, all that sister, she's a little piece of shit. She's like there's this scene that she did where she's just all fucked up in the face and like she's not on this planet right now, and they're not really talking about how much, like, literally her sister could have been the worst influence ever. You never know. So, and it's just bad because, like, that mama's tired. She been fighting all these kids with drugs, and the other one, it's like, but the sister is, like, right there. Like, she's an angel, and, like, she's this good girl, but she is not. Homegirl is not sleeping, okay? You can tell this. Um, and somebody mentioned it was interesting to think that John would want to hit the sister, while Christiana's gone. You never know, but anyways, I think she is like a bad call. The sister just gives me really bad vibes. But like if maybe John and Christiana, maybe this last time she can get out right, cause she keeps going back to jail just for breaking parole. She's not going back to jail, from what I understand, on new charges. Okay, so this could really end. They really could curve it and get it back together. They could be cute. Even though she's the one that looks like the Indian, but they to each his own. You never know, guys. They might do special. They might have an actual like wedding. You know what I mean? Like Jessica Maurice. But anyways, and the other person that we were is Shonda and Tyrese. What is his name? Anyways, Chicago guy, the blue suit with the girl. Obviously she was a player, but it's just so interesting because I want to know, did this girl like was in love with the other dude, the person that she's with now? Because obviously she's with somebody. Like it's real clear that she has, just clinked up with someone else, and like they kept her straight. Um, and I guess that one was gonna hit it better. You know what I mean? Like I said, Tyrese has a certain type, and she was not his type. And she also does seem like she really did a 90-degree angle, when she got out. But we don't know that either, though, because we don't really see too much of her to, like, even know her personality, to know, like, what she went through and stuff like that. So, we can just go by that interview. But I don't like how she was all like, well, thank you for doing this interview. And she's like, oh, well, just thought it was for best. No, bitch, you in a contract and you want that check, okay? And so, like, you made a deal. You went into this. So I don't want to hear no, oh, I don't want to film now. You know what I mean? Stuff. But, I think that Tyrese like handled the situation right whenever like she called him. He was like, I ain't messing with you. That's it. Click. And that was a wrap. They weren't really that interesting because they were honestly a flop. And the production didn't know that they were gonna be a flop. But you know what? It's better to see it. And he gave us a couple laughs, and that blue suit might have been hyped up by production too. You never know. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys listening a little bit to my thoughts on Life After Lockup. It's been real good. It's, we're getting the next crew next week, but it's just been kind of my jam lately, my favorite show. And so, I'm just filled with thoughts whenever I watch them, and I always like to see what's going on currently and stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys are being good, being positive, being safe. I got this blood clots going on right now, but I'm just like sitting down, and you know what I mean? Everything will be all right. We'll just keep positive, okay, guys? Yeah. And I'll see you later. Bye.